Hello, I'm William Tennant, and this is my final speech for my introduction to public speaking class. This speech is supposed to be a persuasive speech about a particular topic that you feel one way or another about. Um, the topic I chose is marriage and the issue of legalizing same sex marriage. One of my earlier speeches, I did a lot of research on marriage, so I'm going to be pulling some stuff from that to kind of reinforce my argument for. Um, I feel this is an important issue to me, is because it's about freedom. As a United States soldier, I'm responsible for defending freedom. Um, so who am I to say which freedoms I defend and for whom? Why should I pick and choose? Okay, gay people, you're not allowed to get married, but straight people, you are. I feel that freedom should be across the board, even if I disagree with the ideas that they have or they're sharing. I still defend their right to say it and do these ideas. Not that I'm against gay marriage, I'm all for it. I think that if I'm allowed to make a mistake like getting married, then anybody else should be able to do the same, whether it's to another man, another woman. It doesn't matter in my book. If I can get married, then somebody else should be able to. That's end of story. So I don't feel that people's rights should be restricted just because they feel a little bit different than somebody else. Um, so people would say, well, allowing same-sex marriage would change the definition of marriage. Well, if you think about it, where marriage came from, it came from before pre-written history. It's been around for thousands of years. When marriage first came around, it wasn't done for love, or people really didn't choose who they married. Their parents set it up in an arranged marriage for usually some kind of fee, and it was done to economically promote the family. It was done as a contract to better the two families coming together as one. And love was a silly thing to get married for back then. Um, so yeah, I mean, and the definition has just changed. Even the duties in the marriage has changed. 200 years ago, if you'd have said that a male would have said, I have to stay home and help with the kids, I can't go to work, he would have been laughed, out of the room. His friends would have just made fun of him. Now it's not at all odd for a father to be a stay-at-home dad and help with the kids while the wife goes out and works. So I mean, just the whole concept of marriage has changed and evolved since it originated. Why couldn't this be the next step of evolution for marriage? Um, and people get into the religious aspect. The Bible says marriage is between one man and one woman. Well, that's Christianity's way of thinking. There's religions out there that polygamy is perfectly acceptable. You can marry whoever, as many wives as you want, as long as you're capable of supporting them. So, this country was founded on freedom of religion. So if my religion, grants me the ability to marry as many wives as I want, why can't I practice my religion? It's supposed to be free. I'm supposed to be allowed, but there's regulations that don't allow it. Um, back to my issue of it's changed. When marriage was first around, you didn't get divorced if you were unhappy. You just stuck it out. It was till death do us part. Now the divorce rate, sorry, is about 50%. That's half of all people that get married are getting divorced. So there again, that's telling me that everything's changing. The evolution of marriage is into love now. You don't get married for money. You shouldn't anyway. You get married for love and a commitment. You want to be with this person for the rest of your life. And if I have the freedom to make that commitment to somebody I care about, then why shouldn't somebody else, even if it's another man or another woman? It doesn't make any sense to me. And people say, well, it'll ruin ruin homes and the sanctity of a house. It's not going to ruin your house. I mean, did your neighbors next door, when they got married, did it affect your lifestyle whatsoever? It's, even though they're straight, it's not going to affect your lifestyle. If gay people get married, it has no bearing on your life whatsoever. um and people have the argument, well, it's against my religion, it's in the Bible as being wrong, as a sin, we shouldn't allow it. Well, last time I checked, I'm not too versed on the Bible, but I'm pretty sure the Bible says that only God can judge you. So if you are religious, which I'm not, and you have a problem with it, why don't you just, be accepting of it, forgive these people, and let God judge them in the end? Because isn't that ultimately what He's supposed to do or going to do? So why should you try and do His work on earth? I never understood that one. Um, so I feel that, if I'm free to get married for the benefits, the tax benefits, insurance benefits, retirement benefits, and all that, then I think that people that that are gay or lesbians, they should have the same rights and privileges and should be able to get the same benefits that I can, regardless of their sexual orientation. Um, in closing, I'm not a big believer in marriage. I'll probably never get married if I have it my way. But my thing is if I'm free to make a mistake, as big a mistake as marriage, why shouldn't somebody else be allowed to make the same mistakes to try it out and see if it makes them happy? I could be wrong, could be the greatest thing out there, but from where I'm seeing the way things are changing and going with marriage, I don't think it's all that great. So, in the end, if your opinion differs from mine, I ask you to reevaluate and actually think about it. Is it going to affect your life? It's going to make these people a lot happier because they feel more equal in the community. And at the end of the day, you're going to disagree with it. Yeah, that's fine, but it has no bearing over your life whatsoever. So just give it a thought. It's not going to hurt anybody, and it might actually help us all out in the end. So who knows? Like I said, William Tennant, and that's my presentation. Thanks.